Hi, this is Alfonso from AXM again. This time I'll talk about the Falcon9 legs. But first, I'm going to show you this picture that I just posted recently on my Reddit account and also on Twitter. It's not about the model, but it's great photography. This photograph was sent to me by a friend of mine, Matthew Cable, who was able to assemble the Falcon Heavy from my website. A beautiful display. You can see how well the model came out. It's more about the model, not only about that, but it's the great photography involved. I just loved it. I knew that it was going to be a hit social media, and so far it has been receiving great comments. So one of the comments said that how come it looks so great, and because the legs that this person made was flat. He didn't know actually the technique. That's why I'm putting together this video to show you how to make a leg from a Falcon 9 from my website. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to talk about the legs. A little bit of historical data. The Falcon leg through the years has evolved, and it has gone through a different evolution of its core, the main booster, all the way from core block 1 all the way through the current block 5. During block 2, back in 2014, during the third mission of the Dragon capsule, the Falcon 9 presented the landing legs. Back then they were white to match the color of the core, and a very distinctive feature. There are 4 legs, and it had some spikes. You could see on here on the second page of the landing legs. But now we are at block 5, and the shape remains the same. There are no spikes coming out on the sides of the legs, but the color has changed. Now it's black. But the design of this leg that I made is following the same. It hasn't changed. Basically, we're going to score these lines here. These tabs have to be scored in such a way that it will be perfectly scored and shaping the leg. So these are the parts. This is the main leg. This part here, this triangular base, will complete this empty space here. This would be the top of the leg, or the part of the leg that it's attached to the Falcon 9 booster, and at the same time during landing configuration, this is what is touching the ground. This would be glued on this space. On the second page, we have what would be the back portion of the leg. This is to be cut and glued on the back of the completed leg. Going back to the white leg, the old one that is not current, is the same thing. The same parts are here, with the addition of these little triangles that are to be placed on these areas. Pretty much is very straightforward. The assembly, you have to study this page and follow these lines of these tabs, score them well, and you'll have a nice model. So I'm going to demonstrate how to assemble these legs. All right, so here we are with the part of the white leg. Here are the parts. Notice that I haven't cut anything, only it's important to cut an entire piece and start cutting with your knife the little angles, the little areas where you cannot use a scissor. All right, so in this case I already have cut the little piece inside. On this part I'm going to start making the cuts for these tabs that are needed to glue this top portion. So this is my way of getting the model ready before I score it. I also cut these corners. All right, so when I use the scissor, that scissor will not go beyond that, and that way you protect the part that you are assembling. Okay, it's very important. Look, these corners, just use your X-Acto knife to cut. Back here I make a cut right here, and this is an area where you don't want to use a scissor, so in this case you'll just use your knife and get this part done by cutting it like that. Then the rest you can cut it with a scissor. The same thing, these straight lines, longer lines are not a big deal. This small part, start cutting it. You know, all this is learned through the years. While I was starting designing all these things, you know, you learn from all your errors, so this is the way to go. So this is ready to cut. I'm showing you now the same parts, but for a Block 5 leg, it's the same shape, the same parts, and these are the parts that I already have cut and prepared on the white leg. So I'm going to cut these parts, and then I'm going to start folding it to demonstrate how to continue the assembly of this leg. Okay, so now I have the 3 main pieces already cut, and now I'm going to score these. So let's move this aside. I'm going to get my scoring tool and my ruler. So it's essential that you need special tools to do this, to do it correctly. Oh, I forgot to cut this piece. Okay. All right. So, being very careful to know where the leg starts and where is the part that is hidden on the back. So you could see this angle here indicates the tip of the leg, so we're going to score right there. We're going to score these tabs. And as I say, for the black leg is the same process because it keeps the same shape. It's just the color that is different, but it's the same leg. All right, let's continue. All right, so we have scored the main areas. And now the first, after that, we're going to use, in this case, a little, you can find a little dowel, a little rod, very thin, like this. This is from a cotton swab, part of the cotton swab. already cut the pieces on the cotton parts, and I had the stick. This is about a 2mm width. So this is what you're gonna do. The centerpiece has to be curved, this centerpiece. So you can use either this, because it is about the width needed. So you, in this case, look what I'm doing. I'm placing it in the back here. I'm holding it very tight, and I start bending it just like that. Bending it just a little bit to keep that shape. Now this is neat. This is important for to do this. You can also use a another rod. If you don't have that thin, you still can use a little thicker rod, and it will still work. And this is still okay. All right, as long as you curve this, the centerpiece, the middle of the leg. All right, after done that, we start folding the areas where you already scored, and notice that it becomes easy to fold these following the scoring lines. It's already there, you see. On the same side, on the other side. If you need to score it again, just do it. All right, good. Now this main piece, look how easy it is to start folding it, because you already have scored that line. Okay, so far so good. We forgot, we're going to, oh yes, it's already there. Now you can still make use of the scoring tool to further mark down the line that you already scored. Look how useful is this tool. Okay. If you really want to have a nice looking model, looking leg, the scoring is essential. You cannot do this by hand. You have to have a tool to do this. Okay, I'm just increasing, I'm just enhancing the improving or marking the scoring lines to make it easy to assemble it. All right. Perhaps for some of you, looking at me how to use this tool is something of a new concept. So, but this scoring tool is essential for card modeling. Okay, for scoring. All right, so you just have to have an idea how this leg is going to be shaped. So look, and now I'm folding it in such a way that all the folded lines are moved towards the back, keeping the front of the leg visible only. So in essence, this is the leg, okay? And this is the leg, and all these parts are going to be folded now. Goes like this, and I'm going to get the glue ready. I'll explain how we're going to glue this. It's like some leg, it's like a wing of a butterfly that opens. I don't know if I'm making the same correlation. It's open like this. Okay, all right, so we're gonna get the glue ready, and I always use regular Elmer's glue. Okay, gluing is also an important aspect of card modeling. Use a little bit of glue and use like something else besides putting the whole bottle on top of your model. You're gonna make a mess, so you have better control. Like in this case, I like to put glue here on this piece of paper, and with a little piece like this, I'm going to start applying. I'm going to apply glue on the last tab, the tab that goes all the way to the very edge. That's the tab where you are going to apply the glue. All right, so look at this. I'm just spreading it like on a film, like this. And this applies to all the models that I have designed. This is the way to apply glue. All right. Okay. So we're going to fold it like that. That's going to go in that pattern. It's going to be hidden. It's going to go to the back. Start here and just press, fold it, fold it, fold it. There. And with a tweezer, start holding the piece like this. Look, keeping it in place. Look, guys. Look, you are shaping it. And we're just doing one. So this is how it looks. A little leg, you see? Okay. And it's all about being patient. Just stay there until it dries. That's right. If you're not patient, this will not happen. You have control of doing this. So it's all about that. And if it needs a little bit of glue, just for example in this little edge, well, this is how I do it. I just apply just a little bit of glue in this area, and I press it until it dries. There's no other way around it. So you have one part of the leg done. We're gonna do the same thing with this, and then we're gonna close it with this other piece, and you're done. All right, it's just the time that it takes to glue actually, but it's the hardest part and the time-consuming aspect of the whole thing, of the whole process. Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit until this piece dries, and then we'll do the second one, the second part. All right, so I have applied glue and I'm bending it, and with the use of the tweezer, I'm just pushing this piece to a line right there in the center, while I, with a tweezer on this other end, I keep the shape. So it's almost done. Look, and in the process of keeping in order to keep the shape, we have to do our best in pressing both segments together towards the middle, so it will be dried and to keep the shape. So for example, here we need more glue, so don't panic. just apply glue where it needs to. And be very careful in that after using the glue, keep your hands clean, because what you have to avoid is you have to avoid messing the front of the leg. That is going to be the visible part. So you gotta be very careful. I also have a little clothespin like this that you can use in order to help keeping some parts of your model and glued like that, huh? It saves time. So while you work in other part of the model, you have a clothespin holding one part to be glued. So you just have to come up with all these a way to help yourself and to cut the time when a part is being glued. All right, basically that's it. We're gonna let it dry a little bit, and then we're going to apply the last segment. All right, let's resume. So this leg is ready to be completed with this piece. This piece is actually holds the shape of the leg. So now we're going to apply glue here. Still needs more glue. All right, so we're going to apply glue on all this surface, but it's most of it you have to apply glue on the very edge of the whole part. So let's do this. You see how you have to be very careful in how to handle the part while you're gluing, being careful not to touch the area that the glue has been applied. That way you keep your hands clean. Okay, now we're going to apply this part. Notice that this part has a drawing here, and this drawing with these lines and these dots have to be viewed. So this actually is being glued on top of the booster, so it has to show. That means that this is the area that we're going to glue onto the leg. All right, so just glue it, align the ends, the tips. Don't worry about those little triangle that stick out, because that is where the other pieces are going to be glued. But just try to center this piece with the with a contour of the assembled leg like this. Okay, and here just be sure that that all the edge has been glued. Okay, we're not done yet, but basically the shape has been completed. Look, so neat. All right, it's the leg. Now we're going to put this piece here. Notice that there are two tabs here. These tabs have to be pushed down. You can use a tweezer. Push down, and there's going to be a little hole here, right there, a little hole where you're going to insert the tip of this piece. It's going to go like this. It's going to go into that little hole, and it's going to cover this piece. But before that, this has to be shaped as well, and for that you can make use of the handle of your X-Acto knife. You're going to be, the drawing part is facing down. Press to curve. It has to be curved. We're going to apply glue on the edge, on the tip, on the edge, and on the entire straight end that sticks out. Look how I use a tweezer to hold it so that I will not get glued on my hands. All right, and now you don't apply glue where the tweezer is holding. So here we're going to try to put it right there, slide it in, let it rest on top. Center it, and look, these segments are going to be glued towards the leg. Just push it like this and push the other one as well on the interior and the inner side of the leg. You push and push there, press. So notice that it's been glued to the leg. Okay, these sides. There you go. Okay, now we're going to put the top portion. And also this has a special way to fold. First of all, with the tweezer, we're gonna fold these lines here like that. Just push it just like that. Grab the other one and push it down, so it will be like that. It stays. Look. All right, and we're going to apply glue on this entire portion. Apply glue here, 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 and also onto this entire surface, because this will go on top of the assembled leg. All right, very carefully, we're going to apply it right there. Just follow this, and it's just, this is another step on which it tests your patience. With the tweezer, you're gonna hold the sides, and we're gonna stay there until it glues, until it dries out. There it is. Now I'm bringing the the black leg. You can see that is the same. The procedure has followed the same, with the exception of these triangular tabs that come from the sides. So there you go. There you have the assembly of a Falcon 9 leg for the AXM paper model at my website. Send your comments if anything, any step was not that clear, but I hope this will help you. And you can, with this video, you have the big picture, how to come out with the shaping of this leg. I have a model here, and I'm gonna show you where it should go. So this is the bottom portion of an old Falcon 9, and there are some markings where this should go. Notice that these lines here are where the triangular tabs have to be aligned to, so it will be kind of like this. All right, and it will go there on a let me just bring a block 5. Block 5 is the same thing, with the difference that there is this little drawing, curved drawing, that will tell you where to glue, what will be the height, where to glue the tip of the leg. It will go there, and it will there. So you just have to apply glue and just stick it to the core, to the booster. That's it. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video, and send your comments.